All right, welcome everybody to this little podcast that we're doing here. I was invited by the Fox team, so we've got our Fox players here to discuss the ShenAiXie Cup or SAX Cup that just finished today, and we're going to talk about the performances of the players, the tournament itself, and everything else related to it. So, because you guys don't have names on Discord under your videos, so why don't you just go introduce yourselves real quick? In any order you want.
Let's go dark. Let's start with the winner dark first.
All right.
With me?
Okay, Dark, vamos.
Yeah, I almost beat Winchester. Was very close set, very fun.
Closer and closer.
It's getting there.
Okay.
It's getting there.
Well, we know already you're Dark.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm dark. I live in Moscow. What else? What else I need to say?
Yeah, I just need to identify so people can identify the
Nice.
face with the
Yeah,
player.
yeah. Your favorite color?
My favorite color. What a good question.
The one on the head. The
Yeah,
Red Bull
yeah.
head.
I think actually purple is my favorite color.
Whoa.
Well, that's Vinch's color as well.
Hey, the Vinch Barrel set was tragic. They're both purple pickers, and Vinch nabbed purple, so that's how he won.
Well, I nabbed the
he
yellow
became
from the
a
Viper as
great
well.
picker.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
that's the secret.
Makes sense.
Well, I go next time, Mihai, and I did, and I did beat Viper. That's all you need to know.
Easy.
Okay, I'm Margougou and I'm a grey picker.
Congratulations.
Are you Andy's friend as well?
Of course, I am everyone's friend.
Best friend. Okay, I'm Sebastian. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Uruguay.
And you
And
just
he
did pretty
doesn't pick
well.
colors.
He doesn't care about colors, only winning.
Well, I guess that is a pretty good place to start because we just had this tournament and it was full of upsets. And yeah, I guess we'll start with Sebastian. This is probably the biggest tournament you've won to date. So how are you feeling? It was just a couple hours ago.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like everything went according to plan, so I'm like chill. But yeah, it was a really important moment. And it's a really prestigious map as well, like Arabia. Everyone loves Arabia. Well, not everyone, but I do. Most of the players do. So it's a really cool tournament to win because it's a really complex map, and I think I'm really happy to hop on it.
Yeah, so I guess getting into how did you guys prepare for the tournament? Because I got to say, I think a lot of the upsets that were caused throughout the entire event is, the players that were prepared versus the players that weren't. So what did you guys do specifically as a team or individually?
Well, we had this bootcamp recently that helped a bit. Like I trained so much during the bootcamp, and I almost could beat Vivi after this.
I mean, you had him at the first half.
Till you said that you prepared a lot. Then you lost us.
Yeah.
I think it's Arabia tournament, right? So just be in shape, play some games to not be too rusty, and should be fine. Nothing too spicy to prepare or nothing out of the box.
I have to say you played surprisingly well, knowing how much you were playing before that set. Like you had couple of streams of 1v1 Ray grind before your set, but that's it. And you got in shape really fast.
Imagine if I have 1 month of grinding, man.
1 out
Yeah.
of 4 games.
Just need that one
Just
more
one.
game. You would have had Vivi completely unlocked and not died.
Yeah, to be honest, the fourth game, I threw it kinda. It was kind of a big throw by me, but I missed the wheel going for the forward castle. If I don't miss them, I just do 2 clicks with my knight and the game is over. But well, that's unfortunate. And then I don't think I had a mental breakdown or I was just, I don't know, kind of stressed. Not at all. It's just he played well, and I think Vivi turned on the crazy mode activated of Vivi kinda, and it was just playing good after the first 3 games. I think the first game he was playing like normally, like he thought he was better than me on a meta playstyle probably. Then he realized it was not the case, and then he adapted on the fourth game and started to play things like 3 range CA with Slavs, Romance Tower Rush. I was like, yeah, what is this crap coming to me? And he won. And yeah, he played well. And then he beat you also. No shame.
Yeah, and it seemed like in your set, it really was when you were able to dictate the pace of the game and make it more standard. Your practice really did pay off, and you were able to win. I think not just win, but you won pretty decisively in those games. But then Vivi was able to turn the game into Vivi that we knew from Vivi of old, and that's where things fell apart a little bit. But still, it was very close, and it was honestly the best I've seen you play in that more meta play style in terms of me casting you.
Thank you.
All right.
Dark, your turn.
Well,
Yeah.
I had zero
analysis.
preparation.
You didn't come to the bootcamp, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I prepared right for the Red Bull.
Well, what is it like playing against Vinchester? Because obviously you've played with him together in the past in team games, and I'm sure you've just played tons of games against each other.
For some reason, I find myself struggling a lot against him.
Mhm.
Don't know what's happening. I'm trying to analyze the games, and every time I kind of don't understand how he's getting that advantage.
Yeah,
Might just be
Yes,
mental.
yeah, it
Yeah.
might just be mental. I mean, you had a
Because like
close. I mean, like the games were
Vinch,
close at times, but it's like Vinch would always find, even if he was behind, Vinch would find a way to like do a bunch of damage to you or get too far ahead economically. And to be fair, he did make it to the finals of the tournament, so it's not like he was in bad shape.
yeah, he played very good against me. That's true, but um, the thing is that maybe he knows me very well as well because he was my main like a character which I learned the game from, and as Margougou said, probably the same with Sito for him. And just in every single thing, he might be a bit better than me. That's it.
Yeah, that's a problem for me as well. Not too much this day against Sito. I think I am past that. But yeah, like a year ago, for example, if I had to face Sito, I knew it would be like the exact same playstyle, but just a bit better than me. And when it's the exact same playstyle, it's just a stomp most of the time because it's like he knows you, he created you in a way in this game, he showed you how to play this game, so he knows exactly what are you thinking right now and what mistake you do most of the time. So I know how to punish them. I think I'm past that with Tito, but yeah, I see exactly what Dark is saying about this. But I'd say also I think Dark played pretty bad this set. I remember him losing 14 vil against the Men at Arms.
It happens.
Happened, yeah. But I think yeah, Dark didn't play his best because he won World Rumble, so he's really good. Just not just a bad day.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but there is also the thing, like I'm struggling a lot against top players. I cannot beat them yet. Like, let's say the lower top players.
you mean the plebs,
Which,
the riffraff.
yeah, like us.
Like me and Margougou. Sebastian is not there anymore.
Nice.
Yeah, I managed to beat them, but from higher tier top players, I'm struggling a lot.
Maybe just more analysis, or maybe switching a bit the style. I don't know. Finding more weaknesses. I don't know.
Maybe more aggressive styles. Like you usually tend to go greedy, and we usually expect from you to go like greedy boom. A lot of TCs making the game messy, but maybe
Yeah,
just
I changed
more
that
1TC.
in World Rumble, but I think in Warlords I also played like not greedy. So
Well,
I
it's
don't
only
know.
Arabia, right? Maybe
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
just really good on other maps than Arabia, and Arabia you're just really good as well, but not as good as on other maps.
Yeah,
then
now I
in
don't.
aggressive map, you can be punished like so hard. If you
Yeah,
wanna
now
do
I
those
don't
things.
really think that Arabia is like my main map.
Okay, okay.
I mean, it is interesting, right? Because it's been a while since we've had KOTD, and this is just as pure Arabia as possible. The draft settings are such that you're getting a lot of Civ matchups that you might not be getting if you're like, if Arabia is just one map of many in a tournament, you're usually just picking your Chinese, your Mayans, Georgians these days, and all that. So it feels much closer to the typical ladder experience than most tournaments these days.
Yeah, this tournament was basically QTD 5.2.
Yeah.
Like the same settings.
But it was
Yeah.
ladder
No,
Arabia.
not
It wasn't
complex
KOTD
settings,
Arabia, right? It was the
Yeah.
much more standard, I would say, varied Arabia generation than the aggressive stuff you typically get in KOTD.
Yeah.
It was fun as well. There were a lot of versions in both, so like the games were different for sure, which is cool as well, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it as well.
And it's like Arabia is the great equalizer, right? Because some people might not have the time or experience to prepare like really intensively with drafts or with the crazy maps that some tournaments have. But I mean, obviously, you all play tons of Arabia, and it really I went to show who was in good shape and who was sharpest with their mechanics, and also just preparing strategies for specific maps. Like a lot of the GL guys just kind of went greedy, and it seemed like they kind of coasted, and that's why they narrowly lost in a lot of ways.
I think they also stream their point of view most of the time. Like I remember watching a set, Tato versus Ricky Nandi, and I was watching Tato's point of view, and I think he was more focused
Mm-hmm.
most of his stream when he plays team games with his stream. Like he was just laughing nonstop, just like, oh no, I didn't get this conversion, and just, okay guys, what do you think? I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
weird. Yeah.
I think like top players that used to be top players, not like Sebastian. Sebastian is a new top player, but let's say all top players like Hera, Tato, maybe Viper. Well, Viper was a bit busy as well, but I think they didn't put that much focus on this one than on other ones as well.
Yep.
And maybe their mind is already in Red Bull, so it gave much more spaces for upcoming players. I think that's why we had that much upset as well.
Yeah, round of 16 was basically 7 out of 8 upsets. Only Hera didn't get upset, but he got upset later on in
Yeah.
the first quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's just been, and it goes to show that the skill gap between, say, you guys and the former top players who've been winning tournaments for the last 5+ years, it's maybe smaller than some people think, and that it might just be that extra degree of focus and preparation that can get them over the top in some cases. But as somebody who's been casting and watching the AoE scene a long time, it's really great to see the amount of like upcoming talent we have right now.
Yeah. I agree with what Margougou said, and also I think it's like less complex than in other tournaments.
Mhm.
Like Arabia is the most complex map, obviously, but since you don't have to put that much thought into the draft, the maps, the strategies, and all that, like it's much easier. You just need to play, and like there are a lot of factors involved, like the map, the civilization matchups you get, and like less preparation, less focus from top players, and you have a lot of upsets, which is obviously pretty cool for sure. Yeah,
It's great content. I'll take that. Yeah, no, it's not just the upsets, but it's very close sets. And what do you think about the meta that we saw throughout the tournament? Because I feel like there was a lot of variety in what people went for, and obviously you guys played it. Do you think that there was a good amount of variety, or do you still think it's just mostly you're going fast up and a lot of skirmishers in Feudal Age?
I think each player just went for what he was comfortable with, and mainly the approach that he felt like it's going to work in that matchup and such. It didn't work for me too well when I was up against Bartles, but it was mostly about comfortable zone.
And you said ACCM is harder than bars. When you said that,
I said it. What can I?
I was like, you don't know bars on Arabia. ACCM on Arabia is not that scary at all, to be honest. I think
Oh,
ACCM on Arabia is not even that.
shots fired!
Yeah, let's hope ACCM doesn't listen to this.
ACCM on Arabia is not the scariest player. That's my opinion, because it doesn't have that much APM, and in certain scenario, APM on Erebia is actually really important. And I think ACCM loves to cook many things on different maps, and on Erebia, unfortunately, you cannot cook too much. I think the meta we saw this tournament was pretty standard, but I think it was really cool to watch, because I think nowadays the game is pretty well balanced and you can play your own style. You are not forced into a certain style. And I think it was a bit different than the last KOTD. Last KOTD, it was like ranged rush always, almost. And I think we passed that. And I think these days, Arabia only is really cool to watch, because we can watch many things. Like, even Winchester reached the final doing like early rush into main at arms
Yeah, and
a lot of the
football and all
times,
that.
which
Yeah.
is pretty off meta for many players. And he reached the final. So I think it shows that the meta nowadays on Arabia is not that set, and everyone can play whatever he wants according to his playstyle.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Like maybe like fast zips, the meta for sure is like opening super fast, like full deers, maybe no loom. That should be the meta. But that's for some zips. When you get a lot of zips, then it's a mix of everything. Yeah, we saw a lot of trash, was really good. Some baguette as well, which was decent. Archer's opening, I don't think we did. We didn't see too much of that. I think it's kind of weak actually. The Archer opening right now, maybe. But it's more dependent on the map, maybe. Like civilizations like Britons, I'm not sure what was the win rate, but probably trash. Chinese super broken, Georgian super broken. So yeah, I think the meta depends a lot on the seed basically, which it's what makes it cool, right?
Actually, I think the Aztecs win rate is super low now. No, I think Aztec lost most of their games.
Aztecs actually did pretty well in the tournament.
Oh, really? Okay.
In my experience, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how's that Aztecs game against Sato? Are you just lame as Vor? You're doing great, and then he full walls and kills you.
Yeah, yeah. Byzantines against Aztecs is a sick win, I think.
Yeah, it's not great.
That's super bad. Yeah, but I did get Inca Guchara, which is kind of sick win as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was even, let's say.
An interesting point I sort of gathered from watching the tournament, and I think one of my viewers is actually doing like a stats spreadsheet, which I think would be interesting for everyone to look at some point. But in the finals, even the last game, Huns were like 11-4, and Lithuanians were like 4-11. So there were civs that were picked. Like, you guys were picking civs, how strong you were, how strong you thought they were, not just, okay, here's how the civ has been performing overall. Would that be true? Just, I mean, Lithuanians still were like third pick or something, even though everyone was losing with them.
Yeah, it was more of. Yeah, go ahead.
No, okay. I just think some civs are way easier to play with, like Huns, for example.
Yep.
They have units like CA is a unit that scale incredibly well, while Lithuanians doesn't have this type of unit that just scale and are easy to play with. Like, if you want to go latest, you need to kind of find some time to mine stone to defend, and I don't know. I don't think some civs that are easy to play with are just way better for many players. Huns, Aztecs, just spam Eagle. Huns, just go CA. Like, Vivi went CA only all the tournament. He was doing like, he was losing on Feudal Age, getting wrecked on the execution, and then he was just all in CA, and he reached semi-final. Just doing
That's
that.
the way, just spam C.
Yeah.
No, I mean, maybe that's a bit caricatural, but I have this feeling sometimes just playing something that is not the best on paper, but it's that complicated to defend against this type of things, just all in CA, that most of the times just going this type of strategy is just better. And Lithuanians doesn't have like this type of units to go for, while Huns, for example, a lot of CA, really complicated to deal against them, scale insanely well. Why not?
I believe Lithuanians are the kind of civ that in the right hands, they can be really dangerous. And they are in that category that Sebastian mentioned, like fast-paced civ that can just go really fast uptime and just adapt to what opponent is doing, faster skirms, put to start with, which can smooth up your economy and just play from there. And in Castle Age, your boom with the extra food from the sea, it's insane. Relics.
Yeah, and also it's like a civ that probably you can't go wrong with. Like, some civs have really bad matchups, and Lithuanians, I don't think that has that many bad matchups. Like,
Maybe against Malians.
yeah, the Chinese, Malians, but otherwise, like Meso is decent at least. camel ships, you have options. Like against archer ships, you're super good. So it's quite
Okay. But why then Lithuanians has low win rate? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, Lithuanians is really good. They can do whatever they
CA?
want. They are really fast, but they are losing every time.
Yeah.
The
But
question
wouldn't a
is
civ that
why?
has faster moving skirmishers, good monks, decent
Maybe
I
boom?
think
schemes are not
Sebastian
the
said
counter.
something really true, or it was Mihai. Like in the right hands, they are really good, but
Mhm.
it's really complicated to make them work. For example, faster skirm, you just wanna versus CA mangonel, you just wanna boom, defend perfectly. One wrong mangonel shot, you're done. It's over. While Vivi can just patrol in, patrol in, patrol in,
Vivi.
patrol in, patrol in, and you're like, okay, I lost.
I would like to note to the viewers that Margougou is in no way bitter about his getting reverse swept.
I love Vivi. He knows it. I sent a message
Wants
to
his
Vivi
revenge.
before his semifinal. I said, let's go Vivi. And I
Who
think
wants to
probably
sponsor a show match now between
Oh, there we
Margougou and
go.
Vivi?
I'll cast it. It'll be great.
it's gonna be fun.
So, do you guys think that in the current meta, ease of play actually still plays a big role, even when players are as good as you guys? That civs that are just less complicated are still easier? Because, I mean, civs like Malian still have really complicated tech switches.
Yeah.
And they saw them play it all the time.
How good was the Malian win rate, if you have it?
I wish I had the stats in front of me, but
Yeah.
I don't. It's just anecdotally, just watching the games, it seemed like they did pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think
I'd say
Malians-
Malians are fairly comfortable to play. Just their bonuses are pretty straight up. Cheaper buildings, more gold. And it's more about when it comes to Castle Age, to Imp, where we have to transition to something. That's when they might struggle a little bit, but it's till then the game might be over.
And Gebettos are also pretty insane these days.
Yeah,
They kept
even
on
if they are not elite.
Yeah. It's a ranged knight in terms of
Yeah, that's
damage.
insane.
Yeah, they are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. Like, if you think of Franks, I'm not sure what the win rate was.
Not
But I don't
impressive.
think they did that good, right?
Yeah.
And they are the easiest ship, maybe. I don't know.
I
So,
think
yeah.
people doesn't play Franks the right way. I saw Andy versus Tato, and Andy just went all in with Franks. That's the right way to play them. Like they scale so bad in the game. Like if you're late Castle Age with Franks and you are even or just in a boomy game versus a decent late game save, I think you lost. You don't have Skirm, you don't have Bracer, you don't have the best units late game. I think.
I
So
agree.
that's why I think these saves, even Malians, are designed to go all in at one point. And these days, player loves to play defensive, loves to boom, loves to play super safe. That's why this type of saves does have a lower win rate, in my opinion. Players are scared to go all in.
Yeah, so Andy did play Franks against Tatars in both his final games, against Dogao and against Tato. He went to last pick, Franks, the game 7. Won all in both.
Yeah.
The stats.
There you
Stats
go.
don't lie.
I mean, especially against Tatars, Frank's just, you don't want to have to deal with camels, you don't want to have to deal with cav archers. Tatars still have strong timings, and I mean, it makes sense, right? You think of Franks as like, your straightforward knight civ, but, as you would know from like any of the top civs with good ecos, if you have a good eco, it doesn't really matter what composition you go for if you just have stuff that you can go kill them with.
Exactly. But yeah, player these days, just like when you're player, last game, decider game, like going all in, like you're already thinking like, maybe I will regret it in 10 minutes when I lost my mangonel against another mangonel or this type of things. While if you boom, you're like, well, I should be fine. Like it's boom versus boom. It's a skill matchup, right? But sometimes you just have to go all in, but it's just something scary to go all in, I think, for many players.
Or you could be Vinch and go for a Drush FC in a game 7.
Yeah.
And I think that just being willing to go for those strategies and really trying to tailor your strategy based off of the Civ matchup and the map spawns and all that, I think that's really one of the things that you guys and players like Sato did really well this tournament. And is that just practice from playing hundreds of games of Arabia, or is it you're specifically going into a game saying I want to do this specific strat with this Civ, or going into the draft like that?
In my case, at least I like to adapt more to the Civ matchup and to the map that I have than to start with a plan already. It's mostly about, okay, this is matchup, this is good for me, it's bad for me, and I'll take it from there.
Are you trying to anticipate what saves your opponent will pick? Or it could be potentially full random because it's Arabia?
I think you can anticipate.
I did it versus Vivi, and actually, I was wrong every time. And every time I was.
Well, it's Vivi. How
Yeah.
can you predict Vivi?
Exactly.
Yeah, if he's Magyar, it'll probably be triple staple scouts. Beyond that, I mean, just ban Cumans, ban Burgundians, ban all
Yeah,
the.
exactly. That was my plan. My plan actually.
Yeah, no, I noticed
When I
that.
the computer random ban Cumans, ban Burgunds. I was like, oh, let's go. All my Civ are there. All his Civ are banned.
Easy win, easy win.
It was an easy win until.
Yeah,
The
actually,
teleport. If it was best of 5, you would have won.
Yeah. Actually, do you know Tiram is the video editor of Viper?
Mhm.
He sent me a
Yes.
message at 3-0, let's go, you so good. Let's go,
Congrats.
and I clicked on the message, I saw
why
it,
did you click?
but I clicked. I like if you sent me a message at the middle of a Margougou fight, I will click on it. Be sure about that.
Fuck.
And he sent me the message. It was like, well, maybe a bit too early. Maybe he doesn't know about the best of 5. And then game 4, 5. Hey, you know the story. And then I'm like,
We
okay,
know, we
let's
know.
go back to my message. I click on the same message again, and he deleted the message. Of course he did. So I just messaged him, I saw it, just so you know. And he answered me, sorry, I thought it was best of 5. I was like,
Were you guys around during the we won the tournament meme, or we just won the tournament from Metal back in the day? It was a 2v2 arena tournament. It was like game 7, and they had gotten an early lead. And it's like, we won the tournament, and he like typed it in the chat, and then they proceeded to lose, and everyone just gave them crap for like months after.
oh, that's funny. That's funny. These type of things are funny, except for the player that is losing, but
Yeah.
otherwise it's pretty funny.
So along those lines, what do you think your biggest takeaway is from your own play? Like, what do you think you did well in the tournament, like individually, and what do you think you could improve on going forward? Just go around with that. Dark, you've been quiet. It is your time to shine.
You're first.
I don't know what to say again.
Great answer.
Next.
The most boring tournament in my life.
Let's hope the Chinese sponsor doesn't hear that.
Yeah.
No.
Otherwise, we
The
won't
tournament itself is great, but
Your
Yeah.
Be careful what we say. You still have to receive $250, okay?
yeah, the tournament itself is actually very good. I like that a lot of top players didn't really practice, and that caused a lot of upsets. And also they went for no rules in terms of players' point of view streaming, and there was a lot of chill streams. I think the atmosphere of this tournament is very, very good actually. Like even Kera was sitting in voice chat with Hart and MBL.
That was
Also-
hilarious.
Also very good, yeah.
Yeah. It was very
That
players
was very
forward
nice to
tournament,
see.
right? Like,
Yeah, that was very nice to see it tournament as a viewer.
yeah.
But playing it was not very fun.
Yeah. Single elimination bracket, right? But did you think the best of 7 single elimination bracket was just a fair way of going about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not a problem.
I mean, if they have a limited time to run the tournament or don't want it to be too long,
Mm-hmm.
like after a 32 players main event, actually the cash prize split was amazing in comparison with other tournaments. That's something to say because in AoE we are not used to get some money when you are top 32. Like if you're not top 5, you don't have any money most of the time. And so that was really good. The content creation was really good as well. I think having a lot of people being able to cast their point of view, stream point of view, is really good for everyone. And on my own gameplay for the first question, I don't know. I think just maybe rewatch some of my games a bit more when it's really messy to understand what should I need to focus on first. Like what's my top priority to survive against this type of all-ins, so I can just survive under the pressure. Then I'm just in a better spot, right? Because I mean, on my perspective, it was all about that against Vivi at one point. Just you need to survive this precise, this specific moment, and if you survive long enough, his economy will collapse. Like his gameplay will explode, right? And I didn't manage to do that 3 of the 4th game, and the last one was like Berbers Aztecs. Just fully walled instantly. His map was amazing. Like when you are 3-0 up, 3-3, you're like, okay, last game, my moment to shine. You're going early rush, he's fully walled. You're like, perfect. What can I resign already? Or like, do I need to wait? What the fuck am I doing now?
Do you really feel like that your nerves getting to you or getting frustrated?
I think it's like when you lose when I lost against Slav versus Teutons, the game I threw like I was winning so much. I didn't panic at all. I was like, it's fine. Like I won 3 games in a row. The 4th one was in my pocket. I made the mistake. He didn't make the right move, right? So if I keep playing properly, I should be able to win. Then you lose the game after, it's fine. And I think I got some nerves on the 3-3 when my rush was just hitting a wall. At this moment, I think that's the moment I lost my focus. And I was like, okay, I lost the set. While it was like minus 15 in the game.
One question.
I lost my focus.
You mentioned before that let's say you have a problem with getting reverse swept. When you were 3-0 and you got 3-1, did you think that you're going to get reverse swept?
Again?
Just because it happened before, like it was maybe a mental thing?
Times already to me, but for some reason each time I'm getting reverse swept, except against Ozone. Against Ozone, my nerves was crazy and I choked everywhere. But except this set, since this set, better say, I think when I'm getting reverse sweep, it's just my opponent played better on the following games, and I have nerves on the last game because I mean it's pretty normal, I think. But
Yeah, it's decider.
over panicking. But yeah, like so last time was Roll Rumble, Kingston 2-0 into 3-2-3, VV 3-0 into 3-4. Well, hope there won't be a next time.
Let's hope so.
Right.
You'll get there. I mean, all 4 of you guys are really improving, and obviously Red Bull's up next, so best of luck to you guys on that. But Mihai, you had a hard time even qualifying for the tournament. You almost lost a bad koala in the qualifier, right?
Yeah, it was after I saw the 4-3 against Bad Koala, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not playing that good. Then I saw that I'm against Vilez and I know that I'm performing well against him, and I was like, okay, I think I'm the better player. I can beat him, and it was 4-3 at the end. Then I got against the Viper. I believe my style performs pretty well against the Viper. That's why I think I was able to win. And him not having the easiest time in his outside life, let's say. That gave me a solid chance for it. And I saw 4-3 as well, and I was like, okay, this is the way. I get to the finals 4-3 all the time. I always get to the decider. And then Bartles kicked my ass 4-1.
It happens, but that's interesting. So you felt fine even facing Viper? I mean, yes, for those who don't know, he did end up having a baby within 24 hours of his set, so obviously he had other things on his mind, but I mean, that's still a big result for you. So you were feeling actually pretty good going into it?
Yeah, it was just amazing. The feeling after it.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
it, I have to say I was fairly confident against the Viper. Like, I knew I was the underdog, so I felt comfortable. Like, even if I lose, I was against the Viper. But nobody expects me to win. So no pressure. Against Bartles was a little bit different, like a little bit of pressure. And against Bartles, I noticed that I changed my style. Like when I played against Vilez, I was fairly comfortable just to open 18 pop scouts or 18 pop archers and just take it from there, because deep inside, I knew that I'm the better player and I just need to adapt and execute better than him. While when I was against Bartles, something changed, and then I started rushing and just going all in when I didn't have to.
Whole Mihai. Rush into double range and into all in. I was like, okay, that's the whole Mihai right there. Why not?
it kind of worked against the Viper. So that's why I'm saying that my style works pretty well against his greedy style. But it didn't work against Bartles at the end of the day. So I guess I just need to be more comfortable with just adapting style, just opening safe and taking it from there.
Do you think that Barles stylistically matches up better against you? Or what do you
I
think
think
Barles does?
I think his style is pretty good, considering past performances against him as well.
I think Barles is really good at adapting against his opponent matchup. He's really good at doing that. Like same
Yep.
at last COTD I played against Andy the round before, then I played against Barles and I got destroyed 4-0. And he was just doing back then it was like French Rush all over for me, like always. And he just adapted so well at defending versus that, and he just destroyed me. I was like, well, I didn't play it bad. I don't know what happened. He just played really good. And I think Bartz is really good at adapting to the other player play style.
I felt like he was in shape when he played me. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a
He's
very close set
consistent,
versus
he's
Winchester. Versus Winchester in the semifinal as well. So, I mean, it was a tough fight for everyone towards the end. But that brings us to Sebastian. How are you doing,
Let's
man?
go. Beast.
Yeah.
What were you thinking going into this tournament? Because you've had some good results recently, but this is pure Arabia. This is probably where you're gonna feel more comfortable. So what were you thinking going into this?
So yeah, I qualified when I was on the bootcamp. It was a first year, luckily it was decent, and it was like looking forward to it. Like all my focus was there. I didn't sign up to Rage Forest, so like all my focus was there. Obviously there is Red Bull, but like random map is super different to Pyro Wars. So like I knew if I put more effort in Red Bull, I would probably perform weaker here. So I just said, okay, let's go with this first, and then I focus on Red Bull. And yeah, I'm happy with the results. Like I really like the single elimination bracket. I think it's cool. Like it's more hype. You give your best. It's more demanding, time demanding, and energy demanding because you have to play more sets. You need to analyze and all that. And yeah, at the end of the tournament is way more demanding, but it's also way fun because it's more hype, right? So I like the format for sure. No, I wasn't expecting to go to the final. Like the best reference towards who would get the best performance here is probably KOTD, and I didn't get to top 4 or top. I think I get top 16.
Top 16 against
Yeah, I think
Tato,
so.
yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't expecting to get here because like KOTD was I think a year ago, but still it's Arabia, and although there were some switches in the meta, like Margougou said, like the baguette and all that, it's still kind of similar. So yeah, I guess I put my effort, my attention there, and other people didn't too much, and yeah, that was the main difference, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's. I was just to say, so just walking through your matches, Stray Dog was a pretty straightforward win. I think you're just a better player, but you're able to survive the craziness. Against Leary, were you still feeling pretty good about your chances?
Yeah, I know. I knew against Leary would be like insanely hard. Probably was one of the hardest. Yeah, for sure. Like I did get the show match when I was in France against Leary, and I got clapped like 4-0.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that confident against Leary, but I tried to get that behind because I said like, okay, maybe I didn't play my best there. I can still play better. Let's go from scratch now. And I did find like some arguments to say like, okay, I can beat him or at least give a good performance. I can maybe match him mechanically, and maybe there is chances with draft. I don't know, but yeah, I think I got like a really good matchups. That's the luck factor as well, right? The map factor, the seed matchup factor, which at the end, if it's only one map, it's insane. So yeah, I think I played well, obviously, but also got a bit lucky on some of my matchups and all that.
And I think that in the past, at least I would categorize you as a more aggressive, micro-focused player, and that's that was Leary's bread and butter. So I mean, just trying to take it to him mechanically and say, you know what, I'm better at this right now, especially after the show match. I thought, I mean, it worked out, and that was really cool. But it was cool. There you go. There's my hardcore caster analysis. But I mean, then again, you're up against Sato in the semifinals, and that series, that was one of the best series I've seen all year. Like, just tell me what your thoughts were in playing that set versus Sato.
Yeah, that's it was insane. That was super rough. I mean, it was pretty cool winning against Sito because Sito like won against me like 2 times on 2 different tournaments. So winning now was like, oh, nice, I got it. I think he beat me on NAC and on Hidden Cup, and here he almost beats me. I don't know. I think he was winning game 7, but it was madness. So I guess I reacted better. So yeah, it was pretty tough. I think on game 7 I had a really good start. So
Yeah,
but something went wrong with some walling, some scouts entered my base, and then I was like, oh, we are even again. And game 7, some nerves coming, but yeah, I was able to hold, and yeah, I think it was a really fun set. Yeah, it was a really cool set, the hardest for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, that felt like, you know, you're both really firing on full cylinders. You're just getting these small advantages against each other, and then you know, you just kept on going for those counterattacks while that one big push when you added the knights in, able to just fight off the skirmishers and knight mangonel stuff. And I mean, it really did come down to that one big fight at the end. But then you know, you get to Vinchester in the finals, and you're like, okay, never mind. Arabia's easy. Why even bother, man?
Yeah, I guess like Arabia, it's how are you feeling? How you are performing that day? And yeah, for me, I was performing good. I don't know, and I think against Pinch as well, I did get good matchups.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like good predictions, but it's not good predictions. It's luck as well. Like maybe it's some good predictions, but with the analysis, like, oh, he's going this pick first, and he's even letting for last his best picks. I don't know, something like that. Some observations I had, but yeah, mainly, yeah, I try to give my best, and it's Arabia. Anything can happen. So yeah, today I won, which is cool.
Even a doubt castle, you know.
Oh yeah, that game was like, oof, really?
No more Sebastian castles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
castle,
like,
if it went
yeah.
up, would guard only like a tiny part of your base, and he could have just walked around and killed you with
Yeah.
units otherwise.
Yeah,
Do
I
you know
had
what is a
no
Sebastian Castle, Ornlu?
What?
Do
Oh,
you
is
know
that
what
the
is
castle that
Sebastian
like
Castle?
takes 10,000 stone to repair?
No.
No, the Sebastian Castle is when you are like 1 game away from going to NAC, and you
Oh,
decide on Hippopotamus to send all your economy forward for a castle. in
Oh yeah, I
efficient
remember that
phase.
game.
Yeah,
He
that's
gets denied,
Everybody
and
remembers
it's
it.
like, well, GG.
thank
Yeah.
you,
you are
Margougou,
winning.
for the reminder.
So,
So
thank
That
you
was
for
a long time
reminding me
ago.
of this important part of AoE lore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
important.
really good.
But that's when he cracked.
Yeah.
And now he's up there.
Yeah, I try to avoid them now. Like I know how it feels. So yeah, I try to avoid them. Now. But yeah, in that game, I felt like I did the hardest part. Holding the feudal was the hardest part,
Mm-hmm.
but I messed up maybe the castle position, maybe some more pikes, more monks. And I'm not sure how the game was going, but I started when you have like a forward goal with Britons, it's almost impossible, I feel like, on this meta. But I started well with like killing 2 builds with Drash, a super late Drash.
Did you know he also killed his boar with his TC?
No.
Yep.
Okay, now I feel even worse. But he did the right choice coming forward with the tower, and from that, I think he played like really well. Yeah, made the right decisions.
Well, you did go on to win, I think, 3 in a row. So there you go. Tournament, you know, major tournament in the books for you. And I guess the question to everyone else is Sebastian now a top 5 player with his results recently?
I approve.
I would say top 10, solid top 10. I would say.
I'd say not yet.
Not yet?
Not
I
yet,
would say-
because he
Okay.
did really good results. He won this tournament, but many players were streaming it, etc. So I'd say S tier, top 4, and he's a top 5.
You were saying, Dark?
Don't forget he got 3rd place in Warlords.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
he
I
got
would
into
say-
Hidden Cup.
I would say maybe.
Nice.
Top
Let's go.
5-ish
Ish.
Yeah.
for now.
To be fair, it's pretty
Almost,
fluid
yeah.
these days. Obviously Hera's, winning everything, but and maybe Viper second, but beyond that, it really does seem to come down to any given day,
Yeah, exactly.
especially tournament settings and stuff like that. Maybe
Yeah.
Sebastian top 6 now. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Top
nice.
6. Or top 7. Depend if doubt, cook something.
top 8, top 9. It's just all the way down.
Top
Probably.
100. Sebastian is top 100 for sure.
Let's go.
He's decent. He's decent.
This is the sort of camaraderie I like to see within a team. All the support for each other. But I guess this isn't directly related to SAX Cup, but I'm curious because there's a lot of talk right now in the scene of like, would a team game tournament be viable with GL being as stacked as it is? Do you guys think that in a team game tournament, you guys could compete and, have a decent shot for winning?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
I think without talking about us, I think GL in team games is really overrated right now.
Yeah.
Like they are really good, they are top 1 for sure, but everyone thinks they are unbeatable, and I think that's super far from it.
That they are putting too much accent on the 1v1 level.
Mhm.
1v1 level doesn't translate in team games as well.
Like doubt in team games is not top. Tato is really good, but I think if it's meta only, he's like among these top flanks as well.
Mhm.
I wouldn't rate him higher. And as Pocket, then do you put Viper or Hera? That's the question, right? But I think Hera, if he's flank, is beatable. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
think they're not as good as people thinks. They are
Yeah.
insanely good, but not as unbeatable as people think. Yeah.
we need to clip this and I need to send it to the powers that be because we need to get some more team game tournaments going, man.
Definitely.
I mean, they lost to Whisper, no? They lost like 4-0 or 3-0?
Mm-hmm.
Lost 2v2 maybe?
4-1. 4-1.
4-1.
It was 2v2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Hera and Doubt.
I
So-
mean, it's just Hera and Doubt. I mean, come on. It's not like they're actually good.
There is a lot of
Because of Hera.
troll potential there with Doubt in the team. Okay?
So, I guess the final question I really have for you guys, and of course you guys can say whatever else you want. What do you think of both yourself individually and Fox as a team, as an organization, going forward in competitive AoE2? Because obviously Red Bull is huge; it's coming up. And what are you guys doing together and individually to prepare for that? And what's that like, I guess, after SAX Cup?
Well, when you came here, you caught us in action. Dark strategizing.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
public game, so not too much hidden information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell all my secrets
Never.
before the.
But it's more of like you guys are, definitely working together, practicing strategies and whatnot. And it's definitely seems to be like a team environment. It's not just a bunch of players together under like the same clan tag or whatever. Would you agree with that?
Yeah,
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 for the
for sure.
for the last half a year, I have to say we kind of prepared for each tournament individually. And quite hard.
Ideas, giving tips, giving advice. That's really handy as well. Trying to improve together, finding some weaknesses, some greediness. Yeah, great.
Well, great stuff. I guess I don't have any more questions. Anything else you guys want to bring up before we sign off?
Red Bull, we are coming.
You're coming? You need to get all top 4 ladder spots right there.
Let's go.
That'll be tough. But fine.
Let's start with one guy first. We're going to say about the other 3.
Oh,
I think if we qualify one guy there, we are happy. If we have 2 of them, we are super happy.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
the
Okay.
idea.
yeah, that would be really good.
And it's gonna be a lot of luck as well. Like the ladder
Yeah.
system is like you play a lot, but at the end of the day, most of the game is like a coin flip, like Hollow Woodlands. Okay, let's go. Let's spam Eagles or let's spam Skirm, and we see who gets the better micro at this moment. I don't know. And for the last chance qualifier, it's 2 spots out of 500 people trying to qualify, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
And
when
to qualify-
preparation comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, to qualify, you'll need to beat like 6 or 7, or maybe 5, 6 or 7 top players, and it's still Empire Wars. The games are really quick. You are not
Yeah.
fully focused. You can be done 0-2 super fast. So a lot
Yeah,
of
anything
luck.
can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yep.
agree. Yeah, I think ladder is a coin flip from the beginning when you need to pick your seed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the seed matchup you get might be good or might not be. I don't know. And yeah,
In tournaments, you assume it.
Yeah.
it'll be insanely hard with 2 spots for sure. Will be fun as well. Really.
I mean,
We're going to have surprises, that's for sure.
yeah, I would be shocked if there wasn't at least one new player in going to Red Bull. I mean, obviously, it's what Viper and Tato were invited, and then I think for the other 6 spots, there's at least gonna be someone who's new. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah.
We're going to
Potentially,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, who is new for you? Like, is Andy new, for example?
And I wasn't at previous Red Bulls.
Okay.
Okay.
I can see
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah, definitely I can see that then.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
none of us have been there, at
Yeah.
least not as a player. So
I've been there as a +1, you know.
I know.
Plus one
That's why I
back.
said it.
You know, why be there as a player when you can just be there to hang out?
Exactly.
No pressure.
Be there to try
Exactly.
when you want to
Just have fun.
each evening.
Well,
Well,
hard with the shisha.
exactly. Well, I think this will wrap it up. I don't know. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for having me on. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the chat. And
Yeah, it was a cool one.
Thank you. Ornlu.
That's great.
awesome. And of course, shout out to Fox. They organized this. It will be going on their YouTube channel, I believe. I'm going to be posting it on my YouTube channel, and I'll post all of your links that you want as well. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, guys. And yeah, maybe we'll see one of these in the future as well.
Thank
Sure.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.